I'm going to get to this guy, and I'm going to talk about him before he gets up here because he will hog the microphones. This guy's my buddy, and we had scheduled to do a Pioneer Award in April last year, and so I came over, and we were going to do it in Rolla at the college down there, and we were teaming up with the Missouri Historical Society, which Jim has donated a lot of his collection to the Historical Society, or shared it with the society, and Mona Jones as well. So we were having a concert of Mona Jones and Jim Orchard, and we were going to do the awards down there. But that's when that big old flood came. You remember that? That was pretty rough. So
we didn't go.
Anyhow, we didn't get to do that. They canceled it and thought it'd be a little bit safer on people if they moved it to another date. So I've been hanging on to this award since April, and this guy started, I guess, 1952. KSMO Radio was he was one of the first bluegrass bands probably on the radio in the state of Missouri. And had a 15-minute show right there in Salem, and came on right before this little band called the Dillard Brothers. You know who they are? Yeah. I won't mention all them, but anyhow, he went on to become a school teacher. He was one of the youngest people to ever become a teacher in the state of Missouri. At the time, how old were you then? 18 years old the year he became a school teacher, and he was in the school system for 30 years, and he's influenced, the biggest thing this guy has ever done is influence kids, and in school and in bluegrass music. He has raised up a lot of young folks, and he's encouraged young folks to play bluegrass music. We've got one here in the front row. We've got a kid that was just up here playing the fiddle, and I'm one of those. Zach over here, he's one of them. And no telling how many. I guess that fellow sitting right next to you is probably the first one that you might have given a little boot to. Oh, God. And so, 1960s, you could have seen him on the stage on the Current River Opry in Eminence, Missouri.
Yes, sir.
And he stayed with that Current River Opry until its final shows, and moved to the Summersville VFW Hall. And it ultimately closed down 2010, I believe, and but he's still going. He's still playing. In 1970, he went down to Nashville, Tennessee, with his newly made band, the Ozark Bluegrass Boys, and he went down there. We have two original Ozark Bluegrass Boys here tonight, besides Jim, Mr. Guy Stevenson, who was honored last year, and Mr. Lou Broadfoot, who was honored last year as well. And so that's the original Ozark Bluegrass Boys. They went down to Nashville, recorded on the Cherry label, Longing for the Ozarks, that song that the Four Animal Boys just done. And on the B-side, one called Trouble in B. That's an instrumental that Jim wrote. And through the years, there's an LP, ultra, super rare album called Longing for the Ozarks, LP. So if you have that, you've got a collector's item. And like I said, the biggest thing he's ever done, in my opinion, is share his love of bluegrass music with younger folks, and he's done a heck of a job. He's one of the first bluegrass band to ever play the Governor's Mansion was that fellow right there. He's been awarded by the Governor, by the House of Representatives, by numerous state authorities, and the sheriff. His pictures at the post office, no. And I'll tell you what, he's actually, the latest honor that he has got, folks, there's a book out. And it's by Howard White Marshall. And there's an article on him. And there's a little story in there. And it's all about Missouri fiddling. It's the second part. I do have a copy of the book out there if you want to see that real good picture that you really like in there. You look mighty rotund in there. It looks good. He's in his favorite chair in that picture, but it's got a lot of cool stuff in it. Be sure to check that book out, not only because of Jim, but there's another guy in there that's here tonight, Mr. Woo Woo Jones. He's in that book too. But this fella here, he's in 2004. My grandpa passed away in 2004 in May, and I went to work with this guy in the summer, I guess. April, no, it was April 2004. And this guy became my new grandpa. And he's he's my buddy, I'm telling you. And he's put up with me a lot. Through thick and thin, he's always been there like a good friend should be. And I don't know what else to say about him. He's you can't say enough about him. He's one of my best friends. If you would make him welcome, Mr. Jim Orchard. You can't have your own microphone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I'm last tonight. He's carried the award for 10 years. And I guess I'm going to get to receive it tonight.
Yeah, if you want it, I'll take it back.
Certainly, it's an honor, but I don't really feel that worthy. But it is an honor to